After building more than 800 landing pages, just the coaching niche alone, I noticed a pattern that shocked me. You see, two landing pages can look almost identical, yet one becomes a money printing machine, while the other one falls completely flat. And the difference? It comes down to just 4 simple steps. It doesn't matter if you're a health coach, a mindset coach, a business coach, or anything in between. The framework works exactly the same. And when you apply it properly, your landing page stops being a pretty brochure and becomes a client magnet that makes people feel understood, seen, and ready to work with you. My name is Daniel Akpobara. I run the growth marketing agency that helps coaches scale to multiple 7 figures. But 8 years ago, when I started out as a freelancer on Upwork and Fiverr, all I did for 4 years straight was build landing pages. And after 380 reviews later from coaches who saw real, measurable results, one thing became clear. The funnels that convert all rely on the same 4-step process. And today, I'm breaking it all down so you can finally build a funnel that actually converts. And the first step, it is know your audience. I know you've heard this like 1,000 times before, but you see, most coaches misunderstand what it actually means. I'm not talking about the age, the gender, or the occupation. I'm talking about the deep, raw, emotional, and psychological drivers behind their decisions. I'm talking about the problem that wakes them up at 3 a.m. at night. What fears do they carry silently? What are the guilt, the shame, the frustration that they avoid saying out loud? And crucially, what are the exact words they use to describe their struggle? You see, most coaches used to be the very persons they now serve. But over time, they forget what it felt like. They forget the doubts, the failed attempts, and the emotional weight. So what I want you to do is this. Go back to the beginning. Reconnect with the version of you who still struggles, who's still frustrated and searching for answers. Because what? That's exactly where your ideal audience is today. When you do this right, everything else snaps into place. Your landing page writes itself. Your benefit, it becomes obvious. And your entire funnel reads like it was pulled straight out of your prospect's mind. And if you're struggling to remember those good old days, the emotions, and the struggle you felt, then here's what I want you to do. Ask ChatGPT. Prompt it with something like this. Hey, I'm a coach who's helping people struggle with problem. What are the pain points, the fears, the desires, and the emotion they're experiencing? And also, what language they use to describe these problems? And just wait for the response. You'll be shocked the kind of answers ChatGPT will give you. But that's not all. What I want you to do is this. Go deeper into each of those pain points that ChatGPT just highlighted. Within minutes, you have a complete picture of your prospect. And this matters because the insight you're going to gather from this first step will form the foundation for step 2, which is the 5-second rule. See, let me be playing with you. You have just 5 seconds to make an impression on your landing page, or you've already lost them. That's why the topmost area of your landing page, which is also referred to as the above the fold, is the most important section of your funnel. This is the area of your landing page where everyone sees, but 60% of people never scroll past. Meaning, if you can get this section right, you can double, even triple your conversions without touching anything else. But here's the good news. Everything you did in step 1 all feeds into this. The above the section has 3 components. We have the headline, the image or video, and lastly, the call to action button. We're going to take them apart one by one. The first one is the headline. This is the most important sentence in your landing page, which is why it's so surprising for me why a lot of coaches use this area to talk about themselves. They use vague statements like helping you achieve your potential. I wonder what that means. Or we have examples of saying, hey, transforming your life or transform your life. For someone who's struggling, those words don't mean anything. You see, a great headline communicates one clear outcome, and it does it in the language your audience uses. For example, here's a landing page of a coach who's helping people who struggle with alcohol addiction. And it does this very simply. It states this. Look at this. Take back control of your drinking in just 8 weeks. Then it tells you the timeline, which is 8 weeks, and the person this offer is for, which is for busy entrepreneurs and high performers. Here's another example. This one is from a sales training company, and it does the exact same thing. It states it clearly. We help recruit, hire, and train sales team. Then you use the subheading to expand on the benefits. And it says this clearly. We help businesses find proven salespeople, and this is really important for you to listen to. What this? So that you can ramp the KPI, so that you can systemize your management, so that you can work on your business instead of in it. Notice how I used the word "so that" to peel back the layers. This will help you go a step deeper into why it's actually beneficial to them. Okay, here's the second component. It is the image or video. This is the most underestimated part of your entire landing page. Most coaches, they treat it like a decoration, but in reality, the visuals should communicate trust, tone, and professionalism before your prospect ever reads a single word on your landing page. The image or the video is your prospect's first gut impression of you, and people trust how they feel. If your audience is a high-performing executive, your visuals, which is your image or your video, should feel calm, clean, and well-structured, kind of like the world they operate in. If you're serving overwhelmed moms, then your visuals should feel warm, relatable, and real. Take a look at the first landing page example that we went through the other time. She's helping busy entrepreneurs take back control of their drinking habits. See how her video matches the typical kind of people, which is the high-performing executive that they can trust or do business with. When your visuals match their identity, they stay. When it doesn't, they bounce. Okay, here's the third component, which is the call to action button, also known as CTA. It is not just a button, and I can't stress this enough. Your CTA needs to be painfully clear. What I want you to do is this. Draw out your entire landing page, and only the button is visible. Will your prospects still know exactly what they're supposed to do next? If the answer is no, then you have to fix it. Here are some good examples of text that could be in the CTA to drive good response. An example of this is take the quiz, book your strategy call, start your application, get a free assessment. You see, these are real good examples of text you could use that will show your users exactly what's happening next. This brings us to the third step, which is testimonials. Once someone understands your offer and has seen the promise, the next question they ask is this: will this work for me? This is where a lot of funnels collapse, because people want to believe your promise. They really do. But most of them have tried a lot of things before and gotten burned. And a lot of gurus have told them about how great their offer is and how it could be the last stand for them to solve their issues. But guess what? It didn't. So the question is this: how can they know for sure that your specific offer will actually be the solution and you will just end up being like the other guys? A good way to fix this is testimonials. You see, testimonials act like borrowed credibility, especially when they're coming from like trusted publications or influencers your prospect already knows and trusts. They bypass doubt, they lower perceived risk, and they make you feel like your promise is real and achievable. And the more of this kind of testimonials you stack, the faster you build trust. To make them work, you need three types of this. You need the big results. These are dramatic, attention-grabbing transformations. Testimonials that goes like this: hey, I dropped 100 pounds in just one day. I scaled my business from $10,000 a month to $1 million in just 30 days. Or I finally overcame my 20-year drinking in just 1 week. You get the idea. Testimonials like this push the limit of what your prospect believe is possible. But here's the catch. If all your testimonials are extreme stories of huge success stories, guess what? They start to feel unbelievable. That's why you also need the relatable wins. These are small, believable wins, things that people feel that they can easily accomplish themselves. A good example of this kind of testimonial is this: hey, I finally stopped drinking just the weekend alone, and I got here in 3 months. Or an example of this is, hey, I closed my first sale after working with you in 2 months or 3 months. These moments are powerful because they spark a simple thoughts in the prospect's mind. It goes like this: if they can do it, maybe I can too. So relatable wins dissolves the fear of failure. It makes the promise feel real and achievable. Here's the third one, and this is experience-based testimonials. These are testimonials that aren't based on numbers or dramatic outcomes. They focus on how your client felt while working with you. We have things like how supportive you were, how simple your coaching process was, or how clearly you explain things, or how enjoyable the entire coaching experience is. But here's another thing: how smooth your onboarding process was. Most people underestimate the power of this, but they are conversion gold. Not everyone needs a life-changing transformation for them to believe in your promise. Sometimes all they need is reassurance. This coach is trustworthy and genuinely cares. And if you're wondering, how do you get clients to give strong, relatable testimonials? And these are real concerns, because the truth is this: you don't need to rely on luck and hope to get those kind of testimonials, to get your clients to say the right things. There's a simple 7-step process you can follow, and you can get there by just getting them to answer the following questions. 1. What was life like before they started working with you? What have they tried in the past to alleviate the pain? How did they discover you? And what was the hesitation or doubt during the discovery process? And what exactly was the thing that made them make that final decision to work with you? Then we have what changed within the first few weeks? And finally, what results have they gotten now? Typically, this result will be way bigger than what they got within the first few weeks. See, this structure works because it is arranged in a way that creates a compelling story, one that is emotionally driven and makes people feel like, okay, what these guys are saying is real and relatable. But remember, don't rely on just one testimonial alone. 2 isn't even enough. There's a theory called the wisdom of the crowd. It's a belief that the collective opinion of a large, diverse group of people is often smarter and often accurate than the judgment of a single person. Here's what I want you to do. Use that to your favor. And the way you do this is this: stack 6, 10, and even 20 testimonials in a row to create that effect. When you do this right, people start thinking, there's no way in heavens all these people are lying. That's how you crush doubt. Now, here's the final step, the one that separates an average funnel from the one that generates 7-figure in revenue. It's called framing. Framing is everything that happens before someone lands on your page. It's the goodwill, the familiarity, the trust, and the perceived value that you've built over a long period of time. It's all those subtle touch points that warms up a stranger to the point where they feel like they already know you. It's the reason why big creators like Alex Hormozi, Imam Ghazi, and many other top creators convert at an insane rate. It's not because they have a better landing page. No, 80% of their selling happens even before they land on that page. By the time someone gets to the landing page, they're essentially just searching for the button to click. That's the power of framing. And the way these creators achieve this is simple: content. They spend thousands of hours earning trust through social media content. After watching 3 to 5 contents, a prospect is no longer cold. They already understand you. They know what you stand for. And at that point, they're beginning to consider whether they're going to work with you. But after 20 to 30 content, guess what? They're practically sold at that point. That's why every top coaching brand in the world produces content consistently. It multiplies their return on ad spend generally. Without content, you're working twice as hard to convert half as many people. But if you don't have a huge audience, there's a way for you to engineer this to give you the same kind of experience, especially when they've booked a call with you and just waiting to speak with your sales team. The answer to this is retargeting ads. For our client, we never run any cold ads without a retargeting layer behind them. It's a simple way to build a micro relationship with each prospect. And it doesn't need to be any complicated. Like, your retargeting ads could just be as simple as having a clip of your process or testimonials. It could be a video of you just breaking down your framework or just client results. I mean, the list goes on and on. When you do this right, your prospect sees your content over and over and over again, with each of them hitting a different pain point and concerns. So by the time they show up on your sales call, guess what? They're basically just ready to buy whatever you're selling. That's it. The full process, the exact 4-step framework behind every $1 million coaching funnel. Most people think a highly converting funnel is based on flashy designs or expensive tech or some hidden marketing tricks. Listen, now you know better. It's 4 simple steps, and when they're executed the right way, it moves the needle. I've watched this framework revive struggling businesses within days. I've seen it triple conversions without touching the offer. I've seen a complete beginner use this step to build a coaching business from scratch. Apply it the right way, and you'll be shocked how quickly your metrics climb. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, do me a favor, smash that like button, subscribe to my channel, and turn on the notification bell. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.